welcome. I'm Nate Miller, and this is Cage Cash, where we have one goal, and that's to get you winners in 15 minutes or less. Today we're going to be covering Bellator 114. We have a break from UFC this week, so we will not be covering that, and nothing really interests me on World Series of Fighting. But before we get into that, a quick announcement from our sponsor, the Mod Cabin. Enter code CAGECASH at checkout, and you will receive free shipping for any and all Mod Cabin purchases. So make sure to head over to themodcabin.com and check out their selection. I love it over there. And also from Counter Move, last week's winner, Case Tap, he actually came in with 462 points. Pretty good for a pretty rough card. But yeah, we have another Counter Move game for this week, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Follow Cage Cash on Facebook. It's always on there 5 minutes early. But without any further ado, let's just get right into Bellator 114. We only got 4 fights to cover, 4 betting lines, and 1 set of props. But it's an exciting card overall. I was kind of sad there weren't any prelim lines. I thought this was a decent enough card that there were a lot of really, really good fights. There should have been some prelim lines, but there weren't. So we'll work with what we got. Let's get right to it. First up is the Season 10 Featherweight Tournament semifinal, Matt Bessette versus Daniel Weichel. This should be a very exciting fight. Both guys aren't the best strikers, but they have a decent enough ground game. I definitely think Weichel is a little bit better everywhere. Let's just start on Matt Bessette, though. Bessette, he does have decent striking. He does throw kicks at times. His main strike is an overhand right, and it does have some power. It'll knock you down, but it's fairly slow. His main skill lies in the ground game, but I don't think it'll matter here. He's coming with a record of 13-4, sitting at plus 165. There's some smart guys on Twitter on him, but I'm not totally sold. I think he's definitely going to be the slower fighter. I don't think his footwork will keep up. I think he can hold his own on the ground, and I think he's tough and durable, so he will last the distance. But coming against Daniel Weichel is coming in at 32-8, negative 190. Tremendous experience advantage, not only in number of fights, but competition fought. He's a former M1 global champion. He's fought all over Europe. He's fought tons of top guys. He's got a lot of experience at a lot of weight classes. His majority of his career was spent at 170 before working his way down to 145. And while he has had chin issues in the past, and I did say that Matt Bessette does have some power in his right hand, I don't think that'll be an issue here. One thing we saw from Daniel Weichel in his last fight was a tremendous increase in his output and his footwork. He moves around. His striking is so improved from the past, and especially his kicks. And I was very, very impressed with Daniel Weichel's striking. I expect him to move around quite a bit, keep Matt Bessette guessing, and definitely win the striking and win the wrestling. I think he's the better wrestler here, and I think they both kind of cancel each other out in submissions. I think it's pretty even, but definitely picking Daniel Weichel here, and I feel pretty good about it. The other half of the featherweight tournament is going to be Will Martinez versus Des Green. This is an interesting fight. We got a guy in Des Green who doesn't like to fight versus a guy in Will Martinez who constantly pushes the issue, constantly pushes the pace. He's so aggressive constantly. And while I think that Des Green is definitely the superior athlete, I'm going to say the better fighter is Will Martinez. I think Will Martinez may not be as good of a wrestler, but he is a decent wrestler. I think his submissions are definitely miles ahead. He's coming with a record of 9-2-1. Right now sitting at plus 175. I like this. I'm not really considering a bet at this point. If this gets a little higher, I might. It's a bit of a risky play, but coming up against a guy like Des Green, record of 10-2. He's sitting at negative 210. Now he didn't open here. He's been bet up quite a bit, and there are some smart people on him, and I can see why. He has that style. He fights smart. He stays on the outside, but his unwillingness to engage at times loses him rounds. And the way I see this fight is neither the guy has tremendous finishing ability. If anybody has finishing ability in this fight, it's Will Martinez. Will has better chokes. Will has better striking. Will has better ground and pound. If anybody's going to finish this fight, aside from maybe those power elbows that Des Green likes to throw, although elbows aren't allowed in tournaments, so keep that in mind, it's going to be Will Martinez. He's going to come out on top here. Unless he gets completely taken down and ground out, which I don't see happening. So this is a very tough fight to call. I'm currently not betting it, but I see some smart people on Green. Not many people on Will Martinez, which surprises me. Like I said, I think the aggression is a big factor here, and I think this fight will go the distance. So I am picking Will Martinez, but definitely not a bet on this one. This is a tough one. And now on to our co-main event of the evening, the first half of the Season 10 middleweight tournament. Kendall the Spider Grove versus Brett Cooper. Kendall Grove, he's a decent enough striker. He's tall. He has really good knees. We saw that in his Bellator debut versus Joe Vapito, but we did see how susceptible he was to wrestling, and he has said in the past many, many times how he hates fighting wrestlers. He's not very good at fighting wrestlers. Just he's long and lanky. It's not good for his style. Besides Muay Thai strikes and a somewhat decent ground game, those longer legs, it is easier to slip the triangle up, but it's harder to finish in most cases, especially Kendall's case. Kendall can throw a triangle up, but he's not really really suited to finish. He's more suited to finish like a Darce choke or an arm choke or something like that. Coming with a record of 12, 13, and 1, sitting at plus 165. I thought this would be so much more. Kendall Grove, I don't want to say is over the hill. He's still a great fighter. He's fun to watch, but he's just not where he was or what we thought he was. Brett Cooper coming in a record of 19 and 9, negative 190. I thought he'd be at least negative 300. I'm going to unload on this price. This, to me, is just a gimme fight. Brett Cooper was built to smash and tear apart Kendall Grove. Kendall's going to be the taller guy. Like I said, though, I only worry his knees and the strikes, but we do know that Brett Cooper has an iron chin. He's well known for that. Only guy I've ever seen to really hurt him was Doug Marshall, and let's face it, Doug Marshall almost killed him with that shot. But Brett Cooper, he's going to be the much better wrestler. He should be able to take down Kendall at will. He's a great boxer. His hands aren't bad at all, and I just think he's better everywhere. Either Brett Cooper wins by TKO, or he's going to take him down and beat him up for 15 minutes. I see no other result. I do not see him getting submitted by Kendall Grove, and the only way I see Grove winning is by a flash KO, is by, like I said earlier, a knee in the clinch, but I don't see that happening. This is Cooper's fight to lose all the way. Up next, our main event of the evening, Brennan, the Irish bad boy Ward versus the champion, my favorite fighter currently fighting, Alexander Storm Shlemenko. You know this is going to be a fun fight. This is going to be a really, really, really fun fight. Brennan Ward is a very good wrestler. He's got decent enough throws, but his main wrestling skill lies in his takedown. He's got okay ground and pound. He's got a guillotine choke. Other than that, his submissions really aren't there. Like, he's got the standard guillotine choke, the standard rear naked choke. But besides that, it's all about ground and pound and overhand rights for this guy. He's gonna come out. He's gonna swing like crazy. I'm not sure if he's gonna try and wrestle Shlemenko. If he's smart, he sure will try to wrestle. But I don't think it'll be horribly effective. He's coming with a record of 9 and 1, sitting at plus 225. Some people have bet this guy. I can see why. He ran through the tournament, but the only reason he ran through the tournament was because Alexander Shlemenko wasn't in that tournament. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but Alexander Shlemenko is a freak of nature. He's got a record. He's under 30 years old. He's got a record of 49 and 7. He's coming at negative 265. This was actually higher, and it got bet down. I cannot believe that. He actually, and at one point, Shlemenko was negative 200. That's unbelievable to me. The guy's an absolute killer everywhere. He does not get tired. He's only been knocked out once in his career, and that was brutal. That was a shot from hell that he took, and that would have knocked out anybody. So that's to be expected. Besides that, he's just not going to lose. The only way I can see this happening is that he loses 25 minutes on his back, which he's not. He will get taken down in this fight unless there's an early knockout. I can almost say that, certainly. But he's very good at getting to the cage. He's very good at working his way back to his feet. He had a wake-up call versus Hector Lombard in their bout, and since then, he has never been out-wrestled. He has been taken down, but not out-wrestled. He has improved in that area so much. He's going to be the drastically better striker. We really don't know how Brennan Ward's chin is. We haven't seen him absolutely hammered yet, but I can guarantee you Shlemenko will be working that chin and working that body. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some more flying knees and spinning back fists. If Brennan Ward is smart, he's been training that takedown off that spinning back fist, because we're going to see a few of those. But yeah, smart money on Alexander Shlemenko all the way. And now on to our suggested bets. I have 3 suggested plays. Beset, Weichel under 2.5 plus 105. Like I said, I'm picking Weichel, but I just see a finish either way. Plus money, I love that. Next one is a two-man parlay. Shlemenko and Cooper at plus 110. I just don't see either way. Either guy loses. And then Shlemenko in the distance, negative 120. I'm simply suggesting this because I made this exact play at plus 100. It was at even money, and I just throwing it out there. And that's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to go to themodcabin.com, enter code CAGECASH for free shipping on any and all of your purchases. Check out the MMAReport.com for all your MMA news needs. I am Nate Miller. Enjoy the fights, guys.